What's good, Foodizens? It's your girl TK, and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be making some meatloaf. Alright, now we're starting off by sauteing our onions and green pepper in a pan with a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil. I'm not exactly sure how much, like whether it's a cup of diced onions or, half a cup or what, but I started with one large onion and a rather good sized green bell pepper. And I've added about 5 cloves of garlic because I like to use 1 clove of garlic per pound of meat that I'm cooking. Alright, and we're going to get into mixing our meat and our eggs. So I have about 4.5 pounds of ground beef here. So I'm just doing 1 egg per pound. And I'm adding in my seasonings, which are onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, some Lowry salt, Italian seasoning. And I'm just kind of recalling everything off of the top of my head, but I'm going to be including the ingredients down in the description box. So I've also added some Worcestershire sauce, however you like to pronounce it, and some mustard, and I'm just giving everything a good mix here. So don't have any bouillon powder, so I decided to try to make some with bouillon cubes in my spice grinder. Can you see that? You see what happened? See what happened? But hey, kind of wanted to get a new spice grinder anyway. Don't try this at home, kids and adults. Alright, we had a mild kitchen disaster, but the show must go on. So I'm improvising here, just taking my bouillon cubes and dissolving them in some hot water that I heated in the microwave. And I'm adding some milk for moisture. Now, the reason why the milk looks that color is because it's the milk mixed in with the dissolved bouillon cubes. And I've also added some crushed cornflakes as a binder versus breadcrumbs. You can use either or, but I just happened to have the cornflakes on hand. I didn't have any more breadcrumbs at the time. Now here I'm actually doing what I like to call, I guess you can call it a little test run, taste test or whatever. I always like to cook a little bit of the meatloaf to taste it and make sure it's seasoned well before I actually cook the entire loaf. And we're just loading everything up into my little meatloaf pan now. I really like this pan because it kind of separates the fats and the drippings and everything so that the meatloaf isn't just swimming in a whole bunch of juice. And as you can see, I have at least a pound left over out of that 4.6 pounds. So that might be 1.5 pounds left over. So I can save that for another busy night or, for a quick lunch. So here I'm just getting started on the gravy, and I'm browning 2 tablespoons of flour. And I'm just whisking the flour really quickly once it starts to brown, because once it browns, it browns rather quickly. And I'm adding in some water, and I've added a couple of beef bouillon cubes. And I'm consistently or slowly just adding more and more water until I get the consistency that I'm looking for. I'm not sure exactly how much water I've added, but I want it to be kind of loose because I know that as it cooks, it's going to get thicker. And I've also added a little bit more garlic to the gravy. So still just whisking, and I'm adding a little beef stock, concentrated beef stock here. And I'm just going to let that cook down once I'm done adding my water. Adding in some ketchup, and I'm just letting everything simmer until it gets to the consistency that I'm looking for. And here we have our meatloaf along with some oven roasted Parmesan broccoli, and Parmesan smashed potatoes. Now, while this may look like a bit of a struggle plate, everything tastes a lot better than it looks. I actually also have a video coming up on how I made the potatoes. It was really easy and really tasty, but guys, here we have our meatloaf. It was flavorful, it was tender, and we devoured it. So I hope you give this recipe a try and let me know what you think. And until next time, guys, take care.